Hello trainers, Ganeto here, and today we have a triple shadow line, but this time with a surprise. We're gonna use Ninetales upon the lead, at the back mark, the standard stuff, and of course as our closer, here is the spice, Shadow Suicune, to surprise our opponents with freaking Hydro Pump. So we're expecting a lot of nukes for today's video, and also we are running something like an overhit on our Ninetales. For this first battle, I'm just gonna go here for the Psyshock because I forgot to TM it away, and after 10 TMs I got the overhit, but anyways I will leave that aside, and now we're gonna be able to do a lot of solid work up against the Leaky Tank with our Suicune. Suicune goes for the Ice Beam, we're gonna get that final shield, and of course this can always be something like a Power Whip. I'm just gonna call it no Power Whip at all, instead they're gonna use their Body Slam, and at this point we're able to bring them to no HP with a potential Ice Beam. At the back they have the Hypno, and all I want to do here is to reach the Hydro Pump to start off the video with a pretty nice nuke against a bulky Pokemon. Look at the damage output, Ninetales coming in, able to absorb the damage, and I don't care at all because even with that amount of HP that they have, I can easily go ahead and finish them off with the remaining Pokemon that I have left, and that is of course the Mac. I knew they had the Clefable, and that is gonna be a good game. Into the next one now, and we're having Politoed upon the lead. Okay, I know that my elo is kinda low, but look at that, I'm having bad leads, and this video is gonna have more bad leads throughout of its entirety, so stay tuned till the end if you do not want to miss those battles. So yeah, low elo, but still able to do solid work with our line, and also I got a 10-0 win streak, which is pretty crazy if you ask me. At this point we can still keep going with the pressuring on the Ninetales after the switch out, and of course they're down 2 shields. We're looking pretty solid. They got Psyshock, of course they got Psyshock, and right here I'm just gonna take the second move as well, keeping my 2 shields for the end game, and of course my Suicune. Perhaps here we can go for the complete farm down against this Ninetales. Let's see how easy it is for them to achieve that, because they have at the back a Hariyama on its Shadow, Hydro Pump connects, big damage on the Hariyama, and we're getting super close to another Hydro. Can we do it, trainers? Because this is obviously just a Weather Ball, but the second has to be blocked, and at this point we're looking super good because we got another Hydro Pump to finish off the Politoed. We have seen 2 battles and we have already 3 of those Hydro Pumps, so count the Hydro Pumps because I will pop a question below how many Hydro Pumps have I used on this video, because this video is looking super good. Able to get this win of course on a pretty close battle, and this is gonna be a great game once again. Now we're having Primeape on the lead. Of course this is kind of a weird lead, and they can always outspeed us, especially when we have Ember, but still they're so glassy. We got a Shadow K9 and we can absolutely pressure so much with those Embers, so at this point I will try to catch one move on my Mac, but they know better, able to switch out to their new, banking that energy for the end game. This is looking very good for them, and at this point I'm just gonna reach to my Dark Pulse. If they want to farm down, perhaps they are gonna get knocked out by my Thunder Punch, and as it seems they want to do that, so at this point I can definitely threat them to no HP, and I say threat them because I cannot exactly do it. They have 1 HP in the dream, so I have to go in now into the battle with my Suicune, respect the damage from a potential Wild Charge or whatever, but it ends up being a Surf. So at this point they're gonna do so much damage to me with a freaking close combat on the Shadow Suicune. At the back they have the Kofa Grigus, which cannot outspeed me to the next move. It is the Hydro Pump, big damage on the Kofa. Let's get that big win. So this video is no joke at all. We're having so many great matchups, and especially the nukes with the Hydro Pump on the switch here, able to catch one foul play on our Suicune, and look how bulky our Pokemon is. Even though they can get to their moves much faster than us, we can still pressure with those Hydro Pumps, and we got Ice Beam on this Suicune, but mostly Hydro Pump is gonna be the main move that we're gonna spam. Another Hydro Pump being unleashed on another bulky Pokemon. We're gonna go down though to this Umbreon, but still Suicune has already done its job, and knowing that they have a Pokemon which is a grass type and it's pretty weak to both of my two remaining Pokemon, we're having the upper hand here. Of course, I'm not expecting the Lurandis, but instead their third Pokemon, perhaps they think they have the upper hand here, but to be honest, I'm just gonna let it go through and rely on my Mac to finish them off with ease. Of course, here they're gonna outspeed, but they're down on that Sandslash and already on the red, which means we can already farm down with ease, and at this point they have nothing to throw at me, so all I have to do is to just tap the screen, and this is the Go Battle League old saying that GBL and PvP in total in Pokemon Go is about tap 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 tap. Yeah, this is the one. Anyways, Ninetales into Umbreon. I do not like my odds here, but I have to stay in. They want to switch out first. How I want to play this matchup though is if they stay in, of course, to let them go for the first foul play and then switch out to my Mac, because I want to bank that crucial energy for the end game. But as it seems here, they want to bring their Grimer in, and you know what, I know I can survive one Mud Bomb. That's why I brought my Mac into play, and I can easily threat them to use their second shield, which is pretty great if you ask me, because right now perhaps we can easily farm down with our K9. With farming down here, I can guarantee an overhit knockout on this Umbreon, and at this point I have a feeling that I can pressure for the CMP as well. So this is the CMP, overhit for big damage on the Umbreon, and right after they have no shields, I have one, and the Suicune coming in pretty clutch. Viper on the switch. Let's get here to the nuke. Amazing stuff happening already, because you can see that we can simply destroy them down with another Hydro Pump. How many Hydro Pumps have we already done here? And right after, we're gonna reach with the Ice Beam, I think for the first time on this video, to finish off Umbreon as well, so we're looking at a pretty safe victory. Into the next one with Viper up on the lead. So trainers are using Arbok, Viper, Snakes in total in single type cap, which makes a lot of sense if you ask me, because this Pokemon can think out of the box and of course provide general coverage against meta threats, so that's why we're seeing Pokemon like this. So Nightslash here can easily be taken, I know it, and we can farm down right after. This was pretty crucial. Umbreon goes in, and of course I have to throw immediately my move because I cannot see exactly what they bring in before I throw. Perhaps they would go for something like, I don't know, a Mud Slapper or whatever. But anyways, right here I'm just gonna get to my Suicune, because I know I can reach to the Hydro Pump as soon as possible. And doing so, they're gonna try and catch the move on the Viper. Big damage on that Pokemon. You know what's coming up. Just another Hydro Pump. And at this point, I'm just gonna go for it. A Hydro Pump is ready to go. They have finished, they have left the battle, which is a bummer. I don't think this could knock out, but still it could have been pretty close, and I would like to see that in action. And this Hydro Pump still counts for your total counting. So yeah, the counter meter is up, and the counter meter is up also for that Donphan, which is a very bad lead for my team. I have nothing to throw up against it. I'm just gonna switch out and then try my best up against it with my Mac. Yeah, I don't know what to do. Or anyways, perhaps I should have stayed in, but I did not want to risk it that much, because I have a feeling that if they have a Donphan up on the lead, perhaps they have coverage for my Ninetales. Perhaps they do not have actually coverage for my Ninetales at the back, and I can take advantage of that. Anyways, I can go in now with the Suicune, have the upper hand with the shields. Ninetales returns into the battle. They have no shields at this point, and I know I can survive at least one Dark Pulse. I'm expecting the Donphan to return, but instead they bring into the fight Umbreon, and I can simply block here, go for the overhit and the big damage on this poor Umbreon. Of course, they're gonna be able to knock out me right after, but they are already super low, and perhaps I can go for the extra mile and the Weather Ball. Because I am debuffed on my offensive side, I will just undercharge here, because I want to farm down as much as possible with my Suicune, and I know that even if I get hit by a simple foul play, I can easily survive it. So they return to the battle with Mac. All I have to do here is to survive the remaining fast attacks, one Ice Beam for the Mac, one more for the Donphan. Let's get that sweet victory with super effective damage on the Donphan, and we're gonna end the video without a freaking Hydro Pump. So this was an exciting video overall. Thank you for watching, trainers, and for staying till the end. Just be sure to leave a huge like before you go, and of course subscribe to my channel if you want to see more content like this. With that being said, I have 2 videos for you to check out, so feel free to do so, and I will see you all into the next one.